did your company revive interest in virtual reality?
Well, we got started, now it's been about 14 months ago, and actually the idea came from Palmer Luckey, who many people I think are familiar with now. He was the original founder and inventor, and he's been working on it for several years. He was a tinkerer, hardware hacker that was playing with a lot of cell phone technology at a fairly young age in his garage, parents' garage, and he put together this concept of using a cell phone screen and a cell phone gyro to reinvent virtual reality at a fairly low cost because of the whole kind of cell phone wave and market. He got paired up with John Carmack, which is always pretty unique and magical and pretty rare, and Carmack made a demo for it and showed it off at E3 2012, and then it really just took off from there.
And you raised a bunch of money in crowdfunding, but also venture capital now too.
We have, yep. We had a very successful Kickstarter, which was a lot of fun, an incredible amount of work in 30 days. And after that, we raised a little bit of seed funding from the founders, and then most recently we did go the venture capital route, and we got great partners on board, and we raised a fair amount of money. But as a hardware startup, it's an expensive, hard thing to do to launch, and so you need that backup.
So you actually got John Carmack, the creator, the founder in software, to actually join you full time. So what's going on with that? How did that happen?
Well, I can't speak directly for John, but I think he's always been very passionate about virtual reality. I know Michael Abrash also has been very passionate about it and gave a speech where he said he really got into gaming to create virtual reality, and he teamed up with John to make Quake 1 and realized the dream at that time. And so I think John recently, as the whole virtual reality was taking off with Oculus, saw an opportunity to kind of get back to his roots of being able to take a platform and really bend it and do something magical with it that hasn't been done before, and that's what he's great at doing. He invented largely, led 2.5D and then 3D, and to be able to get right on the ground floor of virtual reality and make that happen, I think is right at his roots.
So he's working on some new stuff according to his tweets.
He is.
What are you guys doing now?
It's always hard to keep a lid on John. He's very vocal about what he's doing. He really enjoys to share what he's doing. It's something that we've decided as a company we are going to be as open as we can. At the same time, we have to balance and set expectation. We don't want to send the market and consumers in 20 different directions as we figure out what we're doing. But he is working on something very exciting. It has to do with mobile. You'll see a lot of his tweets around battling Android and digging under the hood and trying to do a lot of optimization there. So we have some pretty exciting plans on the mobile VR side as well as the PC VR side.
So you have your developer kit version of the Oculus Rift shipping now. Now, at some point you're going to shoot for a commercial version, I guess. But what comes first, like the mobile version or the PC-based version?
Well, we're really looking at hitting the consumer market with our product, hopefully on multiple platforms. We haven't announced all the details around the mobile side, but we're very excited about what we're seeing. I frankly was a little bit skeptical about how good mobile VR could be on such a small platform, but again, leave it to John to go in there and make the impossible possible. And it's pretty incredible actually what he's been able to do and what we've now as a team been able to do. So we're really looking at having that launched simultaneously, at least very close together. And
so you're going to have like Oculus goggles then, and these could work with maybe either your smartphone or tablet, but also with your PC if you want a more sort of powerful experience.
Exactly, and that was the plan from the beginning. I mean, right when we launched Kickstarter, we said it was going to be compatible with the PC platforms, Windows, Linux, Mac, as well as Android. They're all open platforms. It's really exciting that you can go in there and you can make software the way you want to make it, the kind of software you want to make. You can get access. One of the things that's great about the mobile side is you can actually get access to the full source code of the whole OS. So you can go under the hood and you can really optimize things. more than you can on perhaps a closed platform where you're kind of battling certain OS decisions that were taken that you don't get control of.
So you've already had to sort of overcome a lot of tech barriers and obstacles, right?
Absolutely. Latency is one of the big technical barriers, and the previous VR latency was in
How fast you get a response from something.
yeah, that's motion of photons. So when you move, you have to update the image that somebody's seeing, at least the head tracking. You have to update the image in an incredibly fast rate. The old VR was at like 200 milliseconds latency. Then people got it down to about 100, and it still felt a little dizzying. We got it down in our developer kit to around 40 to 50 milliseconds, and that's when it started to feel kind of okay. And now we're targeting somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think Abrash said the holy grail is getting at around 7 to 15 milliseconds of latency. Think of a 60 FPS game, it already has 16 milliseconds per frame of latency built into it. So to get faster than that, all in with sending the pixels to the screen and updating your eyes is a really big challenge. John said when he first started working on the project, even before I got involved, I remember he quoted and said, it seems pretty wrong that you can send a packet all over the internet to Europe faster than you can send a pixel to the screen. And there just has been all this latency built into the pipeline of getting pixels to your TV and to a display. And that's what we're really trying to overcome, is eliminating all that latency.
So as you take the technology to mobile too, then you have more tech hurdles to overcome? What are some of those?
Well, mobiles are typically on an order of maybe 10x lower performance than your kind of high-end desktop. So certainly, when you look at VR, we're all expecting in the beginning, like, we're going to get this holy grail VR and it's going to drive new GPU sales. And then you get the mobile, and suddenly you're going, instead of going forward with new GPUs at higher frame rates and more capabilities, you're now jumping back to 10x lower performance, which is a huge challenge. But again, we've tackled some incredible hurdles and gotten it to really start to work well.
So we've seen that, I guess, demo outside of the Virtuix treadmill, but you also have an idea of sort of what you want to sort of convey to people or show people about what you guys want to be able to do. So why don't we show a demo?
Great, yeah, I think we have a trailer of one of the first made-for-VR games by CCP, which is incredibly exciting, and we can see the trailer. I actually felt pretty good in EVR, and I was recently quoted, I'm the most sensitive in the office. I always joke that I make a pretty good boss because I'm the most sensitive to an extreme. I can't go on boats.
There's a red test.
Yeah, it is.
Your virtual reality.
And I come over and I'm like, is it ready for me to look at? No, go away. Yeah, I am very sensitive, and that's one of the big obstacles that we're faced with, is really addressing that and making it a very comfortable experience. And we most recently, and we came out and started talking about it, we have made some incredible breakthroughs. We've been working closely with Valve. We've talked about that. They have a great VR R&D department led by Michael Abrash. And it's kind of neat to see Abrash at Valve and John over at Oculus, the guys who brought us Quake 1, back at it for VR. And working together, we really have come in incredible ways. And so I often see the dev kits out there, and I'm kind of like, oh gosh, if only they could see what we have now. I think the market will be pretty blown away how good the consumer product feels. I know even most recently, I've been able to experience it for a long period of time and it felt great. So it's very exciting.
We did our own sort of a poll on emerging technology, and Oculus VR and virtual reality actually ranked a lot higher than you would ordinarily think compared to things like the brand new consoles as well. So people are excited about this product and saying it offers more innovation than what the new consoles have. So how are you going to exploit that?
Well, you know, we've been working on consoles. I've been working on console games and technologies and PC games for a long time, since I was 15 or so. There's a lot of innovation that they are bringing to the table. They are faster, so you can do more. And they have, PlayStation has a share button now. That's exciting. But if you look at really what's happening with virtual reality, especially what we're going to bring to the consumer market, not the developer kit, but the consumer product, it is truly groundbreaking. It is a breakthrough where you don't have a screen anymore. And for the first time, you have this canvas that is 360 degrees. You can create this new reality, and whether it's a game or it's an experience or your IMAX in your home, there's just an incredible amount of disruption that's, I think, going to happen when you bring virtual reality to the mass market. And we're excited to be part of that. There are going to be other people that are part of it. Maybe one of the console guys jumps in and is part of the whole virtual reality race as well. But I really do think the innovation that's going to come from VR is truly going to be incredible over the next few years.
What are some of these, say, experiences that you think could be, say, different from what the consoles can do? The one I saw from one of the hobbyists, I guess, was someone who simulated a skydiving experience.
There's a lot of unique experiences. We had somebody who made a chicken walk game where you were a chicken and you were picking up seeds, and or you were Dumpy, the elephant, wagging your trunk. There's this sense of presence, and that's something that you just can't do on a screen, where you really feel like you're there. You actually feel like you're connected with the environment. There's also the sense of scale on a 2D screen that's in front of you, whether it's your phone and it's 5 inches, or it's a 20-inch or even a 50-inch TV. You can't look up in a game. You look up and it's your ceiling in your house or wherever you are. In virtual reality, you look up and you're still there, so you get the sense of scale. And then I think one of the final really magical parts of VR is emotion that you're able to spark. You're able to, you know where the player's eyes are. We've never really truly known where the player's eyes are. You're now going to have characters in the game that connect right with your eyes, look at you. If you try to look away, say, why are you looking away? What's wrong with you? And there's going to be just an awesome amount of innovation around knowing exactly where the player's head and eyes and ears are, 3D audio. So we're excited to see what comes out.
This means that the game developers will really have to tailor their games for virtual reality experience, like the way they've never done.
Yeah, it's a new platform. You're going to need made for VR content. There's going to be an awful lot of ported content, because you can just take a PC game and bring it over if it's 3D, delete your UI, because that typically doesn't work off the bat, and then you can look around Half-Life or Team Fortress or a game. But the really magical content, the content that defines the platform, is going to be made for VR. We've had, I've just been blown away by some of the experiences where I'll try a ported game, and it's kind of neat. I'm like, oh, now I'm inside of this. This is kind of cool. But I'm reminded this is the game made for the PC, made for a 2D screen. Then we'll try some experiences that have been made for VR that are just smaller, different, maybe even just a procedural world that you're floating through. And suddenly, you feel connected, and it feels like you're really there. And it's this magical experience. And that's what's going to define the platform. Just like a Wii or even an iPhone, you don't have a PC game ported to the iPhone. You have a game made for the iPhone that's really compelling.
I'm curious about which partners are helping you out. I saw a demo from Sixth Sense where you're actually using their motion controls to actually climb a ladder, like a virtual reality experience. That was very cool. And what was interesting with them is that they've been trying that out for 6 years or so now. And then they cut a deal with Razer. They've got some products out in the market there. But they virtually sold out overnight, I guess, when people started porting their tool or their motion.
The Razer Hydra, yeah.
Over to the Oculus Rift. So
Yeah, they're one of the people, they're one of the companies in the ecosystem. There's this ecosystem of VR that's now being created, Sixth Sense, the Virtuix with the Omni. We're not directly partnered with these companies. They're out there. There's actually a ton of them, even in non-gaming spaces, in medical and architecture, military, that are starting to create different technologies partnered with, kind of combined with the Oculus headset. And it's exciting to see all these companies show up. They're going out there and solving some problems that we're not currently addressing. We're really focused on the vision side, on the headset. We're not doing anything with input right now. So you'll see these companies show up and create great technology and great products. And some will be great, some won't be, some won't work. And we're excited to see all the excitement and innovation around.
So what else are you going to do to make this leap from developer and hobbyist technology over to a consumer entertainment product?
Well, content really drives, content sells hardware, so you need great content. And so one of the things that we're doing with the dev kit, it was the point of the dev kit, was getting it out there and starting to engage with developers, both indie developers as well as AAA developers of all scale, of all size. And like you saw with CCP, they've actually committed a full team now to a fairly high budget game made for VR before we've even shipped the consumer platform. So it's exciting to see some of the content that's at least seems to be somewhat on track to be there at launch. And it's great to see what people are making. It blows us away. Every few weeks we see some new experience. We're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's gonna be totally new and nobody's ever seen that before on a 2D monitor. You just can't get that, and you get that in VR.
What else is sort of on your horizon? I guess you've mentioned 4K, I think, before the Ultra HD video experience.
Yeah, resolution's going to keep going up. I mean, I think some of the topics and some of the challenges that we were faced when we first started, again, only 14 months ago, to see the innovation that's happened in 14 months always blows me away. We started with a fairly low-res experience, and the developer kit that we've been shipping has a 720p display, and for a while we were there going, well, will cell phone screens that we're using really go up fast, and will resolution really increase at the rate that we wish they were much higher? And now we're kind of checked off the resolution box, and it is going up very quickly. It's not going to be 4K V1, but it is, 4K will come quickly, and that's what I was out there saying is the resolution is not going to be one of the limiting factors. Then we looked at the position tracking, latency, and a number of other challenges there, and we've kind of checked off that box, at least internally, to say that's really, we feel really good that that's solvable, and that's not going to be one of the challenges. So as we continue to check off the boxes, we continue to get closer to the consumer product and to what we feel like will be actually a very successful consumer experience that I think will meet everybody's expectation. Everybody's been imagining and dreaming of VR for 20, 30 years. I really do believe that Oculus V1 will deliver on that dream. What I've already seen internally as a prototype, and now we've started to show some people, again, working with Valve, and people leave the demo going, oh my God, that's it. And that's really exciting.
So I think virtual reality might also one day be applied to, say, film, home theaters.
Yeah, I like to make some bold comments, and I remember at CES, right in the early days of Oculus, I said to one reporter that we were going to be able to deliver IMAX in your home or on the go. And a friend of mine in the film industry said, don't you think that's a little aggressive? It's probably going to take a while before that happens. And in the most recent demo, showing it to him, he's now gotten involved. He said, wow, this is going to happen a lot faster than I even expected. I do think you're going to see VR disrupt a number of industries beyond just gaming. I feel very confident VR will disrupt theater, at least the traditional way that we've been consuming theater, when you can do something. If I don't know how many people have seen Gravity, I just got to see it. Incredible movie, totally made for VR. It could be. It's the experience where I was watching it, and I watched it on a 3D, big screen theater, and I just kept looking at the top and bottom of the theater being so kind of short. And in VR, I should have been floating in space. I should have been able to look around and been over earth and felt that sense of presence, like I was really there, at least for a short amount of time, and then it could have shrunk back to a screen. So we feel confident that VR is going to have a big impact on film and theater.
Well, it sounds very disruptive potentially, and that's why you're a great way to start out this conference. So thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.